Right, so this is going to be my part 2 video for the parenteral IV medications. I recommend watching the first one, the first part first. This is where the questions get a little more tricky, so that's why I made it into a second video because it's going to be a little bit longer. Um, if you're taking your Med Math 2 exam, this is the video I recommend watching. But yeah, so let's go ahead and start going through this. Okay, come on. Still trying to figure out this iPad. Okay, so a nurse is preparing to administer ceftazidime, 1 gram for 12 hours. Available is the same thing, 1 gram in 50 ml, which is to infuse over 15 minutes. How many, or let's see, the nurse shows that the IV pump to deliver how many ml per hour? That's what you're asking. That's what they're asking. That's the most important thing, is the ml per hour. So what we need to do is we need to find where that ml is at in the problem, because that's the top of our fraction, and we only have 1 ml up here, so it's 50. And you want to make sure to see if that's attached to anything. And if you see right here, it's attached to this 15 minutes. So it's 50 ml to infuse over 15 minutes. And if you look at how they want the answer, ml per time, so ml over hour. But it says hour, and we have 15 minutes. So we just need to change those minutes to an hour. So if you know the train track method, if we have a minute down here, we need a minute to be up here on top. So we know that 60 minutes is equivalent to 1 hour. And they're asking for ml over hour. So now we have ml over hour. So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply across the top of the train tracks and then divide along the bottom. So we're going to do 50 times 60 divided by 15 divided by 1. And that equals 200. And we have ml over hour, which is what they wanted. So the answer is 200. Let's make sure that's correct. And if you're wondering, in the problem, I do have this 12 hours circled right here, and you're like, well, why can't you use that 12 hours in the problem? So they're asking for ml per hour. The only ml that we have in this problem right here is connected to this 15 minutes. And it's 50 ml to infuse over 15 minutes. This 12 hours, let me erase all this stuff. Right here is connected to the gram. And if you don't see grams in the way it wants the answer, then you don't have to worry about it. So let's go ahead and let's make sure that's the right answer first. So 200. And yes, that's the right answer. Give me a second. It's wine time. Still drinking the same glass from the last video. It's Dow. I highly recommend. All right. So next problem. What do we got here? This one looks about the same. So they're looking for, come on, ml per hour. Go through that problem really quick. Pause it right now and read it. And then we're just looking for the ml in hour. So if you look through this problem, looks like we got 50 ml right here, and then we got the time right here. But if you see, they're not connected. This 50 ml is connected to 5 milligrams, and this 30 minutes is also connected to 5 milligrams. So if you saw in my last video, you can cheat, and you can just do that 50 ml over 30 minutes. But I'm going to do it the long way, just so you can see how you work it out in your brain. So let me erase this stuff. So we're looking for the ml over hour. And so our only ml in the problem is 50 mLs. And that is connected to the 5 milligrams. And where else do we have milligrams in the problem? We have it right here. And so for the train track method, if you have milligrams down here, you also need it up here. So we have 5 milligrams, and that is connected to our 30 minutes. And so they're asking for it in hours, so we need to convert those minutes to hours. So again, we have minutes down here, so we need minutes up here. So we have 60 minutes we know equals 1 hour. So they're asking for the problem is mLs over hour. So now we have mLs over hour. So again, we're just going to multiply across the top. So 50 times 5 times 60, and then divide by the bottom. Divided by 5, divided by 30, and then divided by 1. And that is equivalent to 100. I'm just going to double check that work really quick. 50 times 5 times 60 divided by 5, because I did it kind of quick, times 30 divided. Yes, so 100 is what I got. Let's just double check that that's the right answer. And yes, it is right here. Okay, never mind. Next one. Perfect. This is one of the harder ones. This is what I'm looking for. So we have, go ahead and read through it right now and pause it. All right. So we have GTT per minute. That is what they're asking for. GTT per minute. These are my favorite questions. Where in this problem does it talk about GTT? Right here, 60 GTT per ml. So let's write that down. 60 GTT per, you can make that a 1 because you need a number. And now let's get converting. So we have 1 ml, or else do we have mLs in the problem? Because if we have an ml right here, we need an ml right there. Delete that now. If you look on the problem, we have it right here. We have 500 ml. And what is this 500 ml connected to? Because it's always connected to a number. The 0.9 is the name of the solution, so you don't need to know that. And it says 500 ml to infuse over 6 hours. So that 500 is connected to 6 hours. Sorry if you can hear my family in the background. Okay, so now we have time, which is what they're asking for, but they need it in minutes. So let's convert that hour to minutes. And like I said, for the train track, we have an hour down here, so we need an hour up here. And we know that 1 hour is equivalent to 60 minutes. And then what are they asking for our answer? GTT over minutes. So now we have GTT over minute. So let's go ahead and do that math. So we have 60 times 500 times 1 divided by 1 divided by 6 divided by 60. And it looks like we have 83.333. It's always decimals. And then how do they want the answer? It says round to the nearest whole number. So it looks like our answer is going to be 83 GTT per minute. Now let's make sure that's right, and it is. And congratulations, it's time for another sip of wine. Sorry if you hate the sound of swallowing. I need my wine. All right, next question. Let's see. This is another ml per hour. I'm not going over this. Actually, I'll go over it super quick. ml per hour. We have ml right here, and it's for 45 minutes. Convert that minute into hours. So we need a minute right here. 60 minutes is equivalent to 1 hour. Let's do that math really quick. 250 times 60 divided by 45 divided by 1. And I got 333.3333. And they want the answer in a whole number. So it's going to be 333. See if that's right. And yes, it is. That one was easy. That one's quick. If you don't get it, go back to all of the other questions that we did that were similar to that. I just want to focus on the GTT problems for now, such as these ones. So GTT per minute. GTT per minute. So go ahead and read through this. Pause it. All right. So let's find the GTT in the problem, which is 15 GTT per ml. So let's write that out. 15 GTT per 1 ml, which they give you right here in the problem. Now let's get convert in. So now let's find the other ml. Since we have an ml right here, we need an ml right here. The other ml in the problem is right here with 250. What is that 250 connected to? It says to infuse over 30 minutes. So that's going to be the bottom part of the fraction. But why did I write a 5? I don't know. Oh no! Okay. Oh, okay. You know what? Fuck it. I'm writing it over. So wait, our GTT was 15 GTT per 1 ml. And then we need another ml up top, which is 250 ml per our 30 minutes. And if you look at our problem, they want GTT per minute. And we have GTT per minute. Let's go ahead and solve this. So we have 15 times 250 divided by 1 divided by 30. And that equals 125 GTT per minute. And I really hope that's right. So let's go ahead. I just burped, excuse me. Let's go to the next page, make sure that's right. And yes, it is correct at 125. All right, next problem. Is this another? Okay, good. So go ahead and pause it right now and read it. All right, so we want to find GTT per minute. Sorry, I have terrible handwriting. So let's find that GTT, which is 60 GTT per ml per 1 ml. And now we need an ml on top because we have one right here. The other ml in the problem, if you read it, is right here at 750 ml. And that is connected to 10 hours because it says to infuse for 10 hours. And so it says it wants it in minutes. So we need to convert the hours to minutes. Since we have an hour down here, we need an hour up here. And we know 1 hour is equivalent to 60 minutes. So now we have GTT over minutes, which is how they're asking for it. So let's go ahead and solve that. So we have 60 times 750 times 1 divided by 1 divided by 10 and divided by 60. And that equals 75 GTT per minute. Let's make sure, it's terrible handwriting. Let's make sure that's correct. And yes, 75 is the answer. We're breezing through these. All right, let's go quick, you guys. All right, so it's asking for GTT a minute again. So if you want to pause it and read it, go ahead. So let's find the GTT, which is 15 GTT per 1 ml. Now we need to convert this ml to our, from here, we need another ml. And the only one in the problem is right here. And it says 125 ml per 1 hour. So it literally gives us the fraction for us. So 125 ml per 1 hour. And if you see over here, they're asking for it in minutes. So let's go ahead and convert this minute or hour to minutes. So we have an hour here, meaning we need an hour here to cross cancel. And we know 1 hour. What does that say, an hour? Right here. 1 hour is equivalent to 60 minutes. And now we have GTT over minutes, which is how they're asking for it. So let's multiply across the top. So 15 times 125 times 1, and then divide by the bottom. So divided by 1, divided by 1, and divided by 60. And I got 31.25. I'm asking for the nearest whole number. So the 5 would round the 2 to 3. So 31.3, and that is still equivalent to 31. So real quick, because I just want to make sure my math is right, I'm going to multiply across the top and divide by the bottom again. So 15 times 125 times 1 divided by 1 divided by 1 divided by 60. And yes, I got the same thing. So 31 is the answer. Let's just double check to make sure that's right. And yes, 31 is the correct answer. So let's go through this one. See how it's different, because if it's the same, then I'm not going to go through it. So only difference for this one is it gives it to you in liters. So all you have to do is change that 1 liter to ml. So if you remember my easy conversion hack, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch my easy conversion video. It's like the first video I posted. So we're moving at 1, 2, and 3. So 1 liter is equivalent to 1,000 milligrams. So it's asking for GTT over minute. So let's find our GTT in the problem, which is right here. 15 GTT per 1 ml. We have an ml down here, so we need an ml up here. And that's what we just converted, was our 1 liter to 1,000. Oh, I'm sorry, I put milligrams. That's milliliters. That looks like a C. I'm tired. Okay, so then we have 1,000 ml. And is that connected to anything? It says 1 liter to infuse over 2 hours. So yes, so 1,000 ml per 2 hours. And they're asking for in minutes for the answer. So we need to change the hour to minutes. So we have hour down here, so we need an hour up here. And we know 1 hour is equivalent to 60 minutes. So let's go ahead and start calculating. So we have 15 times 1,000 times 1 divided by 1 divided by 2 and divided by 60. And that equals 125. And let's make sure that's right. And yeah, that's the right answer. All right, let's go to this next one. So this one is ml per hour again. So this is one of the easier ones, I would say. So they're looking for ml per hour. So what we need to do, go ahead and pause it and read the question. All right, so let's go ahead and find the ml in the problem. So we have 100 ml to infuse over 30 minutes. This one is super easy. So we have 100 ml. They already have it in ml over time for us. 100 over 30 minutes, but they're asking for in an hour. You can do it quick in your head by multiplying 30 by 2, because 30 minutes plus 30 minutes is an hour. So then you just multiply the top by 2, or you can just do the problem and write it out. So since we have minutes down here, we need minutes up here, and we know 60 minutes is equivalent to 1 hour. So now we have ml over hour, which is what they're asking for. So go ahead and do that math really quick. 100 times 60 divided by 30 divided by 1, which equals 200. Let's make sure that's right. And yeah, that is correct. All right, let me go through these questions. Let's see if we have any more difficult ones. Or I'll just go through them really quick. So they're asking for ml in hours. Just go through the problem. And look, it has 1,500 ml over 8 hours. It's already in the format that we need. So 1,500 ml over 8 hours. And so what you're doing is you're just dividing the 1,500 by 8, because it's already in our ml over hour, but we just need 1 hour instead of 8. So we're just dividing 1,500 by 8. And that is 187.5, but they're asking for in a whole number. So it's going to be 188. Let's see if that's right. And yes, that's the correct answer. Wine break. Just need some chocolate. Okay. ml per hour. This one looks pretty dang easy too. So let's see what we got. Let's do it quick. ml per hour. Find the ml in the problem. We have 250 ml. And it gives it to us over 60 minutes, which we know 60 minutes is equivalent to 1 hour. So pretty much they already gave you the answer because you can literally just cross this out and put 1 hour, and you know it's already in our answer form. So the answer is going to be 250, but let's do that math. So we have 250 times 60 divided by 60 divided by 1, and you get 250. So that's the answer. Let's double check to make sure. And yes, that's correct. Okay. GTT per minute, good. We need some more of these. Go ahead and pause it and read it. All right, so we found the GTT in the problem, which is 60 GTT per ml per 1 ml. We have an ml right here, so we need an ml up here. Where's the other ml in the problem? It looks like we got 250 right there. And that is connected to 4 hours because it says 2 MTUs over 4 hours. But the problem is asking for it in minutes. So we need to convert the hours to minutes. So we have an hour down here. So we need one up here. And we know 1 hour is equivalent to 60 minutes. So let's go ahead and multiply across really quick. 60 times 250 times 1 divided by 1 divided by 4 and divided by 60. And I got 62.5. How do they want the answer? Round to the nearest whole number. So 5 would round that to a 3. So what do we get? 63. And let's see if that's right. And 63 is right. All right, we're almost done, guys. Dumb? We're almost done. All right, so this one, ml per hour. Easy peasy, we're going through it fast. Okay, come on. Maybe we will be. Okay, ml per hour. Let's find the mLs. Only ml, 100 ml to infuse over 30 minutes. They gave it to us in ml over time already. Easy peasy. 100 ml per 30 minutes. So you can either just multiply this by 2, because if this times 2 equals 160 minutes, which equals an hour. Or we can do the long way. It's up to you, whatever you prefer. So we have 100 ml per 30 minutes. We have 30 minutes, we have minutes on the bottom, so we have minutes on the top. We know 60 minutes is equivalent to 1 hour. So now we have ml over hour. So let's multiply, 100 times 60 divided by 30 divided by 1. And that equals 200. And that's the answer. Let's make sure it's right. 200. And let's see, this one is the same. So go ahead, see if you can do it yourself. I'm not even going to write it out for you. Let's make sure it's easy. Yeah, ml over 15. Go ahead and pause it, do it yourself, because then I'll click to the next page and that's the answer. All right, so here's the answer. See if you got it right. All right, and the next problem, GTT per minute. So go ahead and pause and read the question. So we find the GTT in the problem, which is 20 GTT per ml per 1 ml. Then we have an ml down here, so we need an ml up here. And the only other liter in the problem is right here is 1.5 liters. So we need to change the 1.5 liters to ml because that's the, so you can either do, no, because it says GTT per ml. So let's change the liter to an ml. So let's do King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. So liter to milliliter, 1, 2, 3. So we have 1.5, 1, 2, 3. So 1500 ml. So we can put that over here. And what is that liter connected to? It says to infuse over 6 hours. So we'll put 6 hours, but they're asking for it in minutes. So we have an hour down here. So we need an hour up here to convert to minutes. And we know 1 hour is equivalent to 60 minutes. So let's go ahead and do the math. We got 20 times 1500 times 1 divided by 1 divided by 6 and divided by 60. And that equals 83.3333. We're asking for it the nearest whole number. And so that is under 5, so you're not going to round up this 3, so it's just 83. Let's see if that is right. And yes, it is. And so for this last one, I'm going to go ahead and have you do it by yourself, and then I'll slide over to the correct answer. So go ahead and pause it. I'll give you a second and then see if you got the answer right. All right, let's see what the answer is. Of course, I didn't screenshot the answer. I hate my life. Oh no. So it looks like we are going to solve it together. Okay. So GTT per minute, we have GTT over ml right here. So we have 15 GTT per ml. 1 ml. Let's find the other ml in the problem. And it looks like we have 1 liter. So let's go ahead and change that 1 liter to ml. And if you do the King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk version, you'll get 1,000. So you have 1,000. My handwriting has gotten significantly worse throughout this video. And that's connected to the 12 hours because it says to infuse over 12 hours. But they want it in minutes. So let's convert our hours to minutes. We have an hour down here, so we need an hour up here. And we know 1 hour is equivalent to 60 minutes. So let's work our way through. 15 times 1,000 times 1 divided by 1 divided by 12 divided by 60. And it looks like we got 20.83. And that's a weird number, so I'm going to work through it one more time. 15 times 1,000 times 1 divided by 1 divided by 12 divided by 60. Yeah, and I got the same problem. So I was asking for the nearest whole number. So you can round that 8. Let's round that to a 21. And that is the answer. Okie dokie. I'm tired and I want to drink the rest of my wine. So if you have any questions, please feel free to message me and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Leave a message after the beep.